Yo, welcome back to another video. I'm Ben, this is 2PM Studios, and this is going to be a video about making games part-time, I guess. I don't know what I'm going to call the video yet, but yeah, it's been, I think, like 5 weeks since the last video, which is probably a good segue into this whole part-time thing. So I've said this before on the channel, and I don't think we've made it a secret at any point, but both Ricky and I, who are the constituent parts of 2PM Studios respectively, work on games part-time. And by part-time I mean like we get one good session in together in a week for a couple of hours where we collaborate via Discord, and then the rest of the time is bits and pieces, nights and weekends effectively around the rest of our lives. I'm not quite ready to present a whole chapter of work on the game, so I thought I would talk a little bit about just the challenge of working on a game for 5+ years like this in early access when you only have sometimes a few hours a week to give to it. We knew what we were getting into at the start to some degree. Like, it's a kind of game that takes a long time to make. There are many examples of this, things like Faster Than Light or Slay the Spire, for example, Dicey Dungeons. These games all took many years of development, sometimes full-time development. So when you only have a few hours a week to put in, it's obviously going to be kind of a slog, right? I feel like I'm still really inconsistent, even though we're putting in this consistent effort all the time into this thing. It just seems like, from my perspective, and probably from the public perspective, we just kind of don't have any pattern to what we're doing. We've never really concerned ourselves that much with being legible throughout the course of our time making video games. We do this because we enjoy doing it, and we got curious about what it would be like to make a game like WizardChess, and that's pretty much the reason WizardChess exists. It's not like we did some amount of market research and understanding the potential for whether this game would be worth making in terms of there being an audience who would play it. But we certainly never genuinely expected to recoup our time expense on a game like WizardChess. And I think this already puts me in sort of a different position to a lot of people on YouTube. I'm not just trying to make a game to learn how it works so that I can one day make my masterpiece, nor am I making my masterpiece and trying to do the optimum job of selling it to the masses. I'm just sort of doing my thing. We've finished long-term projects before. The Thin Silence, our previous game on Steam, also took us almost 5 years during university and the start of Ricky's and my careers, I guess. There's something to me that's almost meditative and focusing about this thread where you're like, just keep putting one foot in front of the other and complete this project. Even though the motivation and the inspiration are fickle. Lots of the feelings that come up during development are really internal to you and your reward and pursuit cycles in your life, where I might feel really uninspired to work on the game, but it's not because the game got worse overnight, right? Like, if it feels harder this week than the previous week, why? It's probably just because of my perspective shifting. And I've learned over the course of these long projects, there are these epicycles, I suppose, to your creative motivation. And there are little tricks to get back into the swing of things, which is, precisely what I have to do now. I've been away for work for about a month or so, and I worked on the game a little bit here and there during that time, just fixing bugs and things like that, but I haven't really had my head back in it. And so how do you get your head back into the game? Well, it's not very clear exactly where this bubbled up to, but it can't be the vulnerable unit if there's no vulnerable unit script on this. And the only thing that causes the shield broken event is a shield being broken. I mean, just saying obvious things out loud here. I don't really know what I'm sure. Put this there. Yeah, big damage for no reason. We'll have to bark the bomb away. That's not a huge amount of money, but it is enough. Not happening. What about every fire unit, huh? 2-3 is better. But the rest are also good. Damn, we are balling out of control, I think, a little bit. Pretty sure, yeah, the door and the trade offer is misaligned also. Load. There we are. Yes, you are a snake. I am familiar with snake talk. Move the cat out of the way. Oh, rudimentity feels smitten. The cat can move the walls? Nobody knew that. You know, that's quite a lot of eggs. I don't even know if this is a bug, it's just kind of interesting. Yeah, well, why so many eggs is a good question. And we also wanted to get a copy of this. Why we've got tiny game over UI. Well, and then we'll do the same thing there. Then we will save and export FBX to the same folder. And this should also update. Very good. I don't know if we spawned. Oh no, we killed the. Oh! Well.